Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Savannah Elizabeth and today we are doing a video where I'm only using makeup brushes from Wet n Wild or ColourPop to do my makeup. They are two of my favorite makeup brush brands, so we're just going to dive right on in. This video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, and I upload every Tuesday, Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's dive it on in. I have my Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in Oslo. I normally just use a sponge, but I'm going to use a brush and then tap it in with a sponge. So this is a Wet n Wild flat kabuki brush here. Wet n Wild does have some amazing brushes they come out with regularly during the holiday season. And oh my goodness, I love to pick up those sets. I do pretty much every time I see them, but I don't recall seeing them this year, so I didn't get a set. And if I did, I was waiting for the time that they go on sale because they go on a really good deal. I'm not a big fan of the Wet n Wild sponge, so this is the Beauty Bakery Blending Egg. I just like to pat everything in to grab any excess product, even though I used to brush. The brush gives you better coverage, but I don't want to look cakey. And this helps get rid of those brush strokes. Voila! Alright. Concealer. I have the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in one light, one chantilly. I do pretty much only use the sponge for my concealer unless I'm using this one special brush, but that is not a ColourPop or Wet n Wild brush, so we're just going to use my sponge. Okay, so I'm going to use the ColourPop F30 and this Rare Beauty Cream Blusher in Nearly Neutral. Just put a bit on. I have not powdered yet. I like to use a brush to place the blush and then my sponge to just tap everything in. It is such a beautiful blush, like seriously. I know it looks like I'm doing a lot right now, but it will tone down once I add powder and press that in. Bringing it up a little. I am the very same way when it comes to my cream bronzer. I like to just place it with a brush and tap it in. But I don't feel like my cream bronzer today, just the blush. Isn't that so pretty? I'm going to add a little bit more. There we go. Tap, 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 tap. Alright. Now I'm going to set everything with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder, loose powder in Lavender. Normally, what brush do I want to use for this? I'm going to use my F31. I use a normal, different brush for this by Alamar Cosmetics normally, but, you know, I'm not using that brand. I think there's only like 2 times I generally don't use Alamar or these type of brushes, so these are my go-tos for most products. Oh yeah. It's getting right up in there, and that's exactly what I want. Use it to blend out creasing in my eye at the same time I set it. There we go. Then I'm going to put that down. I'm going to grab my big ColourPop F28 brush here. It's a big boy. And use that with the powder to set the rest of my face. Using minimal powder on top of the blush. I almost said on top of the brush, and I'm like, Savannah, you don't put powder with the brush on top of another brush, because that would not make sense. I'm going shopping after this, so this is a nice look I can wear the rest of the day. Alright, I'm grabbing my Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette, and this Wet n Wild brush, it's got some angles to it, and I'm going to dip right into light contour and medium contour and just kind of mix them back and forth until I feel like I've got enough of a bronze look going. This palette does smell like, oh my goodness, chocolate. How does someone blank on the word chocolate? That's a new one. My brush. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're going right on top of the blush a bit too. Creates a more cohesive look. I like things as cohesive as possible. Alright. I noticed yesterday, the whole rest of the day, after I filmed, like that spot was not blended very well, and I want to make sure I blend it nicely. Just a failure of a moment there. I'm gonna keep going. Blendy, blendy. I love these brushes so much. They're so soft. The Wet n Wild ones I've had for so long. The ColourPop ones are newer to my collection. How long ago did I grab those? I got them in early January with the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox collection. It came in a huge brush roll. I don't use the roll part, but meh. Alright. For highlighter, I have my Wet n Wild Megaglow highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. Grabbing this ColourPop F32 brush. I love this for my highlighter. Don't need a lot. This is a blinding highlight. Wet n Wild does have a brush that is perfect for this as well that I use. You know, I should have done one cheek with each, but whatever. This is the Wet n Wild one. It's got that dome angled tip there paired to the ColourPop brush. So we'll add a little more with this. We'll use them both. Get a little up there. There we go. That is enough of that. I'm going to grab an extra blush. This is the Tarte 12 Hour Blush. Amazonian Clay. Alright, I'm grabbing just my fluffy brush I did with my face powder. I'm just going to grab a little bit. There we go. I'm just adding a tiny little bit of it back. And to help set that blush in place. Alright, I'm going to quick do my eyes. I have my Auric Smoke Reflect in Temper. It's the rose gold one. Alright. I have a specific brush I like to use. This is my ColourPop E22. Like to dip in there and use it in my crease with the brush. An outer corner. That's awesome. I love this stuff. I always feel like my eyes just pop when I use it. Sam really just killed it with this whole line. I will say that. And put just a little bit on the entire lid. I like to do most of the crease work with a brush, but then most of the lid with my finger, just for a little more of a punch. But it works either way. I don't need an extra punch moment today, so, oh, so pretty. Okay. I'm going to grab this smudgier little brush, E28 from ColourPop. Get a little bit on there. I use the ColourPop and Wet n Wild brushes and eyeshadow looks all the time, so I did want to kind of mix it up and not just do a standard whole eyeshadow video, because let's be honest, if I did, that's what this video would turn into. It's just like an eyeshadow video and not a brush video. Grabbing my brush here and just blending that a little bit. There we go. I'm going to set everything down with the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. This is new to me, but it smells really good, and I want to play around with it more. It smells so good, and I just really oversprayed my entire flippin' face. Whew. Okay. I'm gonna quick put lip gloss on while that dries before I put on mascara. This is the Floss. Okay, no, brand is Floss. Is the color. My new favorite lip gloss. There we go. I can speak. It's just a clear gloss. Not sticky at all. There's such a nice little sheen there. For mascara, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara Waterproof Blackest Black. I've been testing this baby out. I wanted a more natural mascara that is waterproof versus my standard L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara and Waterproof. I've been suffering from major allergies, so I want something that's going to stay. I did my ColourPop Fade into Hue purple look yesterday. I didn't wash off the mascara like perfect apparently, and I had like a black eye. Like everything around my eye was black. It was terrifying. It's like, okay, I guess that's what happens when you have a sneeze fit. And that is the look. I really do completely love these brushes. Like, ColourPop has such great brushes. So does Wet n Wild. They're all beautiful in their own ways. I love how the ColourPop ones are white, like a cool toned white, so it matches the whole theme of the palette that was released. And then the bristles are so beautiful and soft, silver. I love silver. Wet n Wild, they will have plain ones, and then they'll have ones with designs. Like that one looks almost like a pineapple compared to that. Just sleek. They're beautiful. I really love them and highly recommend trying them out. I've had the Wet n Wild ones for so long. They last incredibly well. I've had no problems with bristles falling out, them falling apart. I've had other brushes to fall apart, but these kinds have not for me as of yet. But as always, I will definitely keep you updated if I have any problems with them in the future. I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell to see more of my goofy face, and I'll see you all in my next video. I love you all. Bye.